Finals, one of the best games I have ever seen, and the comeback might be the best comeback ever. I rank it up there with the Lakers comeback against Portland in 2000 in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals when they were down 15 at the start of the fourth quarter. The Pacers, Andy, were down 14, except there were only 2.5 minutes left. And our friend Ramona Shelburne is covering this for ESPN. Momo, first of all, I'm incredibly jealous. Second of all, am I guilty of being prisoner of the moment, hyperbole, to call that maybe one of the 10 best playoff games ever?
I don't know if I'd go playoff games because the game itself was kind of like ragged up until the last 5 minutes, right? But it was amazing. Like, I was up, okay, you know, they sit you in the rafters up in.
Yeah, Michael and I actually have to do the games from up there where you were sitting. Oh, so wow. I feel your pain, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like sitting in the 300 level at crypto. Okay? It's pretty high up.
Right.
So we don't feel the same excitement that you do when you're down on the court, okay? So what I would say is we're watching the game. It's like, 6-7 minutes left. It's kind of the Knicks have taken this big lead. And I'm telling you, half of press row decides to get up and go downstairs because, you have to get down through the crowd to get back to the press room.
I thought that's what you would do. That was going to be one of my first questions for you. You hung and you stayed in your seat. Okay.
I stayed in my seat. And I was sitting next to Joe Varden from The Athletic and Sally Jenkins from USA Today or Washington Post, sorry. And we were just sitting there watching, and I was like, you didn't sense it coming. Like, you didn't feel the Pacers with this big comeback. And right as you're about to, okay, we're wrapping it up, it's kind of a nothing game, they put the Knicks legends on the scoreboard. You see Larry Johnson, Carmelo. They do the look at all of our guys who are back. Like, it was the point of the game when you could kind of exhale. Like, people are kind of like, it's raining outside. Should we leave early? Like, that point in the game, right? That's when this all started. So everybody who's there is kind of like, you could breathe again. It's a 15, 16-point lead, and they put those guys up there. And it was like, first Nembhard hits a three. Didn't think much of it. He hits another one. You're like, okay, it's double digits still. It's like 10 or 11 points. When he hit the third one, you're like, it's getting a little closer. But it didn't have that, real panic thing yet until they started shooting free throws. And this is the thing that got me, John. Karl Anthony Towns goes to the line to shoot free throws. It's still 7 or 8 points or something.
And that's one of your guys, right? You have a good relationship with Kat. Yeah.
Yeah. And the entire Madison Square Garden. So I think my lead today is there's no sound, 18,000 people being absolutely quiet and saying nothing at all, but thinking the same thing, which is, oh my God, right? And you hear everyone in the crowd, literally people were shushing each other, being like, shh, he's shooting free throws, be quiet so we can focus. And if I was a player and the entire crowd is shushing each other because they're all starting to panic that I might brick one of these free throws, it would put so much extra pressure on you, right? And of course, he makes one of two. So now we got something. And Nembhard just kept making these threes. It was three-pointer after three-pointer. And I was listening to the Reggie Miller call simultaneously because they had those monitors, and I brought a headset. So it's I'm this is just on the nose. I mean, it's Reggie freaking Miller on the call in the Garden reenacting one of his big games. Well, reenacting with Nembhard and Haliburton playing the Reggie Miller role.
Well, I mean, right down to Momo, Haliburton hitting the shot that initially he thought was the game winner. Turned out it was a 2, not a 3. But at that point, he's doing the Reggie Miller choke, which then the game goes to overtime. And I'm like, okay, the Pacers now need to win because otherwise Haliburton's going to become like a reverse choke meme where anytime something gets jinxed, you're going to see that meme of Haliburton doing the premature choke.
I know. And they got – I thought the way the Knicks blew that lead, I was like, oh, man, they're not going to win in overtime. It's India had all the momentum. The Knicks had turnovers. There was a tightness. When you blow a lead like that, there's a tightness to you.
Sure.
There's I can't believe that just happened. I mean, John, it happened in 4.5 minutes of game time. It was
Ramona, you could
fast.
even, if you wanted to even be more precise, they were down 14 with 2:35 left. 2:35. And
unbelievable.
All right, so one thing I've been texting a lot with Ben. I don't have the heart to text him today, but
he needs his space.
Yeah, Ben is like Ben Lyons, our buddy, is like the world's biggest Knicks fan. And my sense was, Ramona, that over the past week or so, this is as crazy as New York basketball has been in this century. Like, you'd have to go back to '99 when they made the finals. But there is an energy in New York City about the Knicks now that has never been there before. Did you sense, before the Pacers put the comeback on, did you sense that? Like, you've been to the Garden a bunch like I have.
Oh, yeah, because I've been walking around. I mean, I've been walking around town for a few days. And everywhere you go, I mean, they literally changed street signs around New York. It has like Jalen Brunson Avenue, Karl Anthony Towns Place.
Oh,
like,
no.
I mean, they're all over town like that. You know, you got everybody. You know what it is, John? You know why it's so cruel? It's because they started to believe.
Well, I'm not sure that the series is over. Like, who do you have?
No, I'm not either.
Who do you have winning the series now?
I mean, I picked the Knicks in 7, but I got to be honest. Can I tell you what? I was like, okay, they're so close.
So did I, by the way.
They got Brunson. I think it's going to be a 7-game series. But I also saw the videos of Brian Windhorst getting harassed outside the Garden, and I was like, I'm about to go there, so I don't want to do anything to tick off Knicks fans right now. So I'm just going to pick him in 7 with no skin off my nose at this point.
Right. It was a
like,
safety
I don't need
choice.
that at this point. You know, like, yeah, I choose me. Okay. And like, you know, wouldn't you? I mean, did you see the videos of Windhorst?
Did you just go full Kelly Taylor on us right there?
I choose
pretty
me.
much.
Yeah.
I choose me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need all that. I like New York, Dale. I want people to be nice to me. Listen, I rode the subway like 2 or 3 times today. I have this face, or there's something about me that I seem like the person that the people who come up to you and stop and say, "Can I tell you a joke?"
Yeah, you're accessible.
And then I humor them for some reason. And then this one guy, I mean, I was like, he comes up to me and he goes, this other guy goes, "I only talk to people who have great hair."
Aww.
And I was like, "Oh God, I'm this girl. Oh my God, I got 2 of them
stop
in one subway
you.
ride."
I love that. Okay, Momo, did the Pacers win that game or did the Knicks lose it?
I think the Pacers mostly won it.
That's what I think.
I think so too. I mean, Andrew Nembhard hit 6 3-pointers in 4.5 minutes. That's crazy. And then Tyrese Haliburton made that crazy shot, the Obi top and dunk. Yes, the Knicks.
By the way, he got fouled on that dunk, and they didn't call it.
He did. Yes,
he absolutely did. And Haliburton was amazing. Like, Jalen Brunson had some turnovers. Toppin made 1 or 2 free throws. Cat made 1 or 2 free throws. But, like, I feel like they still had such a huge lead that it took something extraordinary, like a guy making 6 straight 3-pointers.
I mean, those Naismith shots still have to. Those Naismith shots still have to go down. Like, there's a lot that the Pacers, I think, had to take. That said, Momo, and I know this because I saw a clip of you online. You were with the the Knicks post game after that loss.
Yeah, I was with both of them. Yeah.
What sense do you get about how the Knicks are going to take this moving forward?
I mean, they don't have a lot of time. Okay, they play tomorrow night. Like, that's what the thing about these conference finals are. They play every other day. I think both of these teams are here because they pulled upsets in the last couple of rounds, right? And they both have had this knack for coming back on favored teams, and that's, I don't want to say that's easy to do, but it doesn't come. They both, it doesn't have a lot of pressure. Like, when you're going up against if you're the Knicks and you're playing the Celtics, there's no pressure on you. Everyone thinks the Celtics are going to win. Same thing with the Pacers. If you're playing Cleveland and they're the top seeded team, everyone thinks Cleveland's going to win. Like, didn't we have all the ESPN expert picks and we all picked against them? So there's no pressure on a 20-point comeback. You're already losing when everyone expected you to lose. Now there's pressure, and I think the pressure is all on the Knicks.
It's true.
They're so close, and the city is believing. And it's like, I haven't seen them play with pressure yet, so let's see. I don't know how they're going to handle it.
All right, Momo, answer this question any way you want, but you only get to give me one answer, okay? One.
Okay. No hedging. Got it.
What's the greatest sports movie ever?
The Bull Durham.
That was in my top 5. We were debating. The fact is, we all tried to debate it, and we all came up Andy and I both. I had Bull
Yeah.
Durham as my number 5. Andy and I both said Rocky.
Because I believe in the Church of Baseball.
Yeah.
I believe.
I think it's the best
Come on.
baseball movie ever. Laura said Sandlot, and Brian said For the Love of the Game. But we each ranked top 5, and we have like 20 different movies. That's how hard that question is to answer.
It is a good. I mean, look, I used to think Hoosiers was in that discussion, and then I rewatched it, and it doesn't age as well.
Nope.
No, it doesn't. It's like not, it's like one of those like what you saw when you were a kid, and it was great. But
Especially
I
like the
Hoop
basketball scenes are what I think aged the worst of anything in the movie.
Right.
Yeah,
well, most of those
some of
guys couldn't play.
I mean, to me, it's bold. I mean, I think all the major league movies are pretty good. They age well.
A couple of people mentioned those.
Remember the Titans is good. Blindside's good. But for me, like I'm a baseball person.
There you
man.
go.
I love it's Bull Durham.
There you go. All right. Are you married to this series? Like, will you follow him to Indiana? Or are you coming home?
No, I'm coming home. I'm coming home on Saturday.
All right. Good.
And then, so I came out here because I called my editor and I said, if the Knicks make the finals, it's the biggest story in sports, and we got to have like a bunch of really good stories. And he was like, "You're right. Go." So
good. I was going to say, good arguing. Well debated.
Yeah, it was good, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
excellent.
and I was like, I had been on the West. I mean, it's easier for me to do the West. Obviously, it's closer, but I just feel like it's the biggest story in sports. And so I've been working on a couple of New Yorkie stories while I've been out here, and then I'm going to fly home Saturday and just kind of see where both series are at, and stay. I'll be home for most of next week, I think.
Good. Okay, well, thank you for doing this. Have fun. I think Game 2, if it's anything like Game 1, is going to be incredible. So
and I'm enjoying my night in New York. I'm going out. Guess who I'm going out with tonight? Kelly Aucoin, who played Dollar Bill from.
Yeah, he's also in Billions.
And he was in my show. He played Andy Roser in Clip.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I was in town, and he's like, "I got to take you to my martini bar." I'm like, "Oh, this is
love it." I'll be anxious to hear about that one.
I haven't had a drink in like several months. How's this night going to go for me? I don't
Good.
know.
I'm predicting greatness. I am predicting
let me tell you, from my last
greatness.
time at the Mandy's, there's nothing more fun than Momo, who's had one too many. Momo is the best.
That might have been 3 too many at the Mandy's. I don't know.
Yeah, but
trying to be generous.
God bless, Momo. Thank you for doing this. Have fun
Thanks,
tonight.
guys.
And
All right.
and that's Ramona Shelburne covering the Knicks-Pacers game in New York City.